Previously on Skyrim.
I don't know what that did. Oh, it closes the door. You got it, Uthgerd. Hello, vampires. Goodbye, vampires. Is Uthgerd dead? Uthgerd can die? Chat, I guess we'll leave it up to a vote. If we want to go back to our autosave and let Uthgerd live, or if we should let her death be canon. I feel like it wouldn't be right to let her death be canon, because she is a part of the main story, like, she's been a part of our main storyline for a while. If it's your headcanon that we're just going straight back into it, or like that this happened at a later date, it wouldn't make sense, so we'll go back. Well, I guess we can at least, yeah, we can listen to the dialogue now too. That's good. It is really dumb that we don't get an opportunity to save this guy.
Suffering you can inflict on me.
I believe you, Vigilant, and I don't think you even know what you found here. So go and meet your beloved Stendar.
Are you sure that was wise, Lokiel? He still might have told us something. We haven't gotten anywhere ourselves with nothing.
He served his purpose by leading us to this place. Now it is up to us to bring Hakon the prize, and we will not return without it. Vingalmo and Morthion will make way for me after this.
Yes, of course, Lokiel. Do not forget who brought you news of the Vigilance discovery.
I never forget who my friends are, or my enemies.
Well, we know this is of grave importance to them, but they didn't really give us any information we didn't already have. No you do not. I'm gonna try and sneak up on them this time. That canonically wouldn't make sense to let them keep going about their business uncontested. We have no idea what they may do with that time. Perhaps we will be able to read that later and get some information. Another sad fate for a Vigilant of Stendar. He died well. So that's Lokiel. Probably not going to be able to take him down with one shot, but we might be able to take down his second. He has a bandit with him? Perhaps a thrall? Either way, he is no more. They don't know who did it, so as long as Uthgerd doesn't give us away. This will draw them somewhere where we can hit them. Wish we got a headshot there. But she's down anyways. And now we can go about flaming a vampire. Would we be the Dovahkiin if we didn't Fusor down? Oh, he doing some damage. Not emotional though. Are you a new streamer? I am. Yes. My first ever live stream was September 19th of this year, so never streamed before that. This isn't like a rebirth. It is generally just me starting up. Loving doing it so far. We've streamed like over 60 hours, I think. Alright, well, we've been using fire so far, but I think it's only fair we kill him with a Dawnguard axe. Our first major vampire should die at the hands of a Dawnguard item. Which I believe... Aw. Would have been nice if they would have given us, like, a cool taking out of him, you know? That is one thing I wish Skyrim did better. Is that if you were fighting a big boss, the last hit was always one of their cool animations. Seems like an oversight on their part, but... oh well. We can at least strip him and cast his body into the abyss. As we have a tradition of doing here. And there he goes. Yes, the, Whoa! What a lovely sound. Uthgerd, how... What? You are The mystery wrapped in an enigma, Uthgerd. Okay, we have defeated the vampires. We are now in the depth of this crypt. I have no idea what this weird blood-looking button does. All these braziers around here. We have very little clues, but though the vampires didn't have anything on them, the Vigilant did. But we're gonna see. There's not some clues in there, and it was satisfying. Finished my thought earlier that kill him with the axe of the Dawn Guard, because I do believe canonically the Dawn Guard are kind of, at least at one point, were a part of the Vigilance, so it's somewhat poetic. Here we go. This is notes on the crypt as written by the person they brought here. Divines be praised. Here at last is the breakthrough I have been seeking. All the dangers I have escaped, the traps I have eluded, and the foul Draugr I have avoided have brought me at last to this. In my previous volume of notes and observations regarding Dim Hollow's crypts, possible connections to the ancient vampire clans of Skyrim's history, I wrote of a great chamber far larger than anything else I've yet seen here in the crypt. Perhaps he hasn't gotten to this part. He didn't get to this part before he finished writing this book. Alas, a few wandering Draugr forced me to retreat to the earlier passages of the crypt, thus depriving me of an opportunity to study this huge cavern. Praise be to Stendarr, for as I write this, I've just spent nearly a full day exploring the very cavern. It was a risk that proved more than worth it, because what I found in that chamber nearly defies description. Central to this huge cavern is an island of stone in a subterranean lake. Upon this island is something I can only describe as an elaborate ceremonial construction, surrounded by stone columns linked by arches. There is no mistaking the stark contrast in architecture here. No ancient Nords made this stonework. Here, too, were more of the gargoyle statues that I first glimpsed in earlier passageways. There is no Draugr burial site in Skyrim that contains these statues, save Dim Hollow Crypt. Whoa, wrong way. Indeed, I am now certain that the strange construct in this main chamber was built long ago, long after the crypt, and by wholly different masters. Alright, whatever aneurysm I just had, that's over. Continuing. These must be the same builders who placed the gargoyles through the crypt, perhaps to frighten away the curious. I haven't encountered any of those yet. All signs seem to indicate that the masons who crafted these strange arches were servants of some ancient master who favored necromancy or vampirism. The style and craftsmanship in the stonework are not only distinct in terms of design, seeming to speak of an entirely different culture than that of the old Nord peoples, but also in skill with which they were fashioned. Still don't see how that yet proves that affected by vampires, but theoretically he will get there. Perhaps it's just the signs he's right on them and asks us to take him at his word, which we would do, to be fair. The cutting and shaping of the stone, for example, suggests more sophisticated tools than the crypt's original architects would have possessed. Although I feel a sense of exhilaration that my theories have at last been confirmed beyond any shadow of a doubt, I am also disappointed at the lack of answers. How long ago were these new features added to the crypt? And by whom? And for what purpose? On one point, I have no doubts. I must return to the Hall of the Vigilant and share these findings with my brothers and sisters. When they see what I've discovered with their own eyes, they will no longer scoff at my theories or mock my endeavors. And when that is done, I will return to my work. For now, Dim Hollow Crypt might be a mystery, but by Stendarr, I will see that mystery solved. No answers there. Though it does seem very sad that the vigilance continued, persist in their scoffing, which, I mean, serves only to corroborate to the fact that just about any circumstance, scoffing is one of the greatest evils there is, really. One of the highest points of arrogance taken on by those of snot-nosed disposition. Really very rarely serves a useful purpose. Not that it's entirely impossible. It's almost never wise. Let's hope we can be wiser here today than they were. Nothing in there gave us a clue as to what to do with these braziers. Don't know if perhaps something beyond this location will let us know. Though, I do have trepidations about approaching those gargoyles. Perhaps you should simply start, as the game suggests, with the push of a button. Oh! Okay then. Not the first time we've encountered such a contraption. And had to do so to get into the so thinking Sky Haven Temple. But may not have been the wisest choice. Probably would have been more logical to look up there before we just started pushing random buttons, especially red buttons, but we had a game marker that suggested such, and everyone knows you can't go against that. Or at least we know that there's usually not going to be an ulterior answer. Different answer than such. Use the button once. You've matched those things to the flame so far. Marker's still over there, but it doesn't give us any new information. No, we don't want to go that way. Do this like that. Ends it over this way. It doesn't ignite this thing being here, so maybe we ignite it, it goes down here. There we go. Figuring it out. This one's easy. The flame extends over this way. We'll match it there. And this lights up all the way down that way. Seems the only thing between anyone else and the answer to these mysteries is their unwillingness to touch the giant red button. Everything else has been fairly self-explanatory. Alright, well, let's hope Cthulhu doesn't eat us alive. Really have no idea what secrets the vampires are looking for here, though hopefully Skyrim will be served by us getting to it before them. Oh!
Who sent you here?
I don't know if it's wise to give her information, especially since I can recognize that she is indeed a vampire based on the eyes. But we don't want to force her to be confrontational either. Who are you expecting?
I was expecting someone like me, at least.
That's a good thing we got rid of the bodies. I think it's fairly obvious to us that she's a vampire. Are you,
Vampire, yes.
Let's, again, not go with the confrontational option. Why were you locked away like this?
Complicated. And I'm not totally sure if I can trust you. But if you want to know the whole story, help me get back to my family's home.
Well, I haven't attempted to kill her, and she hasn't attempted to kill me. That's at least a good start. Less aggressive than the other vampires are, so we will continue with trying to diplomatic approach. where do you need to
My
go?
family used to live on an island to the west of Solitude. I would guess they still do. By the way, my name is Serana. Good to meet you.
It is a pleasure to meet you as well. I have many questions. To begin with, why were you locked away? Tell me about
I'd
yourself.
rather not get into that with you, if that's all right. I'm sorry, it's not that... It's just that I don't know who I can trust yet. Let's get to my home, and I'll have a better sense of where we all stand.
I suppose that is wise, but I also have necessities, and when it comes to trust. How about your
It's on
home?
an island near Solitude. Hopefully we can find a boat to take us there.
Exactly
It's my
what I
family
meant.
home. Not the most welcoming place, but depending on who's around, I'll be safe there.
Well, if they're anything like her, hopefully they don't want to eat us alive. Why wouldn't she be safe
Let's
there?
just say that my mother and father had a bit of a falling out.
I
Don't
see.
worry, I'm not in any danger or anything like that. It'll just be more unpleasant to run into my father.
She seems nice enough so far. How long were you
Good
in
question. Hard to say. I can't really tell. I feel like it was a long time. Who is Skyrim's High King?
there? Well, it's actually a matter for debate, but, well, I suppose that's the answer that gives her the most information, but not the kind that's gonna let her place where we are in the timeline. But if she really cares to follow up on that, she'll do so herself. We'll volunteer as much information as we can
A
now.
war of succession. Good to know the world didn't get boring while I was gone. Who are the contenders?
There we go. The Empire supports Elisif, but there are many in Skyrim loyal to Ulfric.
Empire? What empire?
Oh. The Empire. From Cyrodiil?
Cyrodiil is the seat of an empire? I must have been gone longer than I thought. Definitely longer
Yeah.
than I planned. Please, let's hurry. I need to
Talking
get
like
home so I can figure out what's happening.
Maybe a millennia? One last thing before we go is
Yes,
that
it
an Elder
is.
Scroll?
And it's mine.
Seems a little bit confrontational about it. I don't want to push too much more. Let's approach her with a gentler glove to begin with. Is it fragile? Do we need to be careful?
Nothing can destroy an Elder Scroll. Worry more about protecting your hide and let me worry about my things.
Let me see.
Yes, it is. And it's mine.
Why do you have an
It's
Elder Scroll?
complicated. I can't really talk about it. I'm sorry.
At least she seems to care. Any idea how to get out of
This
here?
is as good as mine. This place looks pretty different from when I was locked away.
It is interesting that when she was locked away, this crypt had to already exist, based on what they were talking about. This thing, or what the book was saying, this thing was built after the ancient Nord crypt, which gives you an idea of just how ancient these barrows are. Alright, very well. I guess the only way to discover more information is to go with her to her home.
Does the air
I
feel
hope we don't regret that.
heavy down here? I'm a little woozy, but it might just be from waking up.
Nice to have two companions now.
There.
Yep, that's why I didn't want to walk up here earlier. Okay. Nice gargoyle? Not nice gargoyle. Oh, man. I don't know if you can use those wings, but I can make you fly. Serena, if you would like to be helpful. Uh-oh. Well, the good thing you picked that potion to cure disease off the pedestal earlier, because looks like we might be a little bit vampiric. Given that it says after they hit us that we developed a strange thirst with the setting of the sun. I have no interest in becoming a vampire, thank you. Uthgard is down. Thankfully, Serena seems to know her way around the combat zone. I don't know how many times we can cure disease. It may be too late already. Not good. I don't think the Dawn Guard would... Ugh. Appreciate me coming home, a vampire. Perhaps her people can help me. He's got some valuable ores on these guys. Especially ebony. Perhaps it is a good thing after all I decided to touch the red button first. I don't know how well I could have taken those guys on my own. I don't think there's anything of value over there. We never did check the water. I don't know if it's the best idea to do that with Serena, since there are bodies of our kinsmen down there, but I think we'll be alright. A vampire? What? Dire fish? Vampire fish? I didn't know these things existed. That's legendary. I have to find that vampire fish and collect it now.
This feels like the right way. I'm starting to worry.
Could have always gone out the way we came. A lot of barrows. The way in is accessible. I have to get all the way through. Well, if I know the ancient Nords, going to be other things for us to encounter down here than just what the vampires have planned for us. Probably an overlord and a dragon wall. Well, let's see.
Who's there?
Open the door. Not yet encountered. How are those, but gonna leave plenty of other things to fight. The three of us should not be a problem. We'll be ashamed though. We'll soon have to part ways with Uthgard for a while we go about the rest of this quest with Serena, but I'm not gonna be one to complain about
It'll be good to
having a
go
woman
outside.
like Serena around with us.
I haven't missed the sunlight, but I do miss fresh air.
Well, I for one have missed both.
I don't like the look of this.
I wonder if these ancient Nords had any association with the vampires. Regardless, probably best we take out as many of them as we can, or they wake up and start trying to take out us. There's one down there. Can't fully tell. We can probably Fusroda him. One down there. One across the way. One over there. As usual, our philosophy is take down the ones you can, so they can't do damage anymore, rather than try and snipe any of these, because I have my doubts that we'll take any of them down in one shot. There is a dragon wall over there. I've been vindicated in that area. There might very well be a Death Lord up there. Alright, one down. One on the throne has been woken up. Well, he has now. Alright, we got some fall damage on that guy. Got a stealth hit on him. 2 times the damage, we'll take that. Didn't see these skeletons earlier. We'll take these down while our friends watch our backs. I've never encountered a White Lord before.
You think I'm afraid of you?
Not in this run anyways. But I am looking forward to putting him in his place. There's only one Lord of this crypt now, and it is not you, my friend. You're my enemy before you're dead. Oh, no way. I'm gonna punch him to death. Heck yeah. Show him who's boss. It's only fitting that our last quest with Uthgard for a while would involve me punching a Draugr Deathlord to death. We really showed him who's boss. I didn't even need an axe to kill him. Though he did deprive me of my Dawnguard shield. I'd like to know what happened to that. Grown somewhat attached. Fun ingredients around here that will be useful to us in... Oh, we still have the shield. Very good. At least they're unique, I should say. They're unique, so could be handy later. Like if we ever decide to start making potions. Well, let's handle the threats before I had to go for the reward. Apparently, what I thought was a spawn location for the Lord was in fact just thinking. It's just a table. I don't know whose corpses these would be. Very brutal. They can't be ancient. I wonder who found their way in here and got dragged to the fire by the Death Lords. Well, such a shame as that is, there's nothing left for us to do for them now. This is only fitting as shouts go. And that tells us, it being here, that either these are people of the same mind as vampires, possibly allies. And that is why
I'm still here.
both vampires and the ancient dragon shout for the common vampire spell that is to drain vitality in the same location. Or they were diametrically opposed, and vampires erected what they did here in spite of them. Regardless, neither is here now. What is here is left for our taking.
Lead on then.
There's nothing else of value around here, it appears, other than it is in this chest. We did fall damage that guy. This. Ooh, that will fetch a pretty penny. These are not quite some. Not quite so. Oh, very good. Off we go. We have asserted our dominance on a Draugr Lord. Obtained the ever lovely Serena.
It's so good to breathe
Over
again.
the road of some vampires.
This weather is incredible.
That's certainly a way to put it. It's something, I'll give you that. I'd call it interesting. It's beautiful, I'll give her that. Well, there is something quite infatuating about a nice winter storm. The snowflakes. It's not quite so fun to be in. I suppose for a Nord it would not be all that bad. So we could fast travel to get our horse back. I would like to first, there's been so much talk today of the Hall of the Vigilance, head over there since it's so close and think about getting that as a fast travel point. And that will be a location for us to explore later for sure. Unless like a fine place to raid, no doubt. Controlled by bandits, if not Stormcloaks. The latter of which we do not have any beef with at the moment. Let's see if... You know, if the Hall of the Vigilant has been ransacked by vampires, it'll be interesting to see if any have come to liberate it, or if there's vampires we'll need to down there. If the latter is the case, it'll at least give us an idea of where Serena's loyalties truly lie. Her approach without weapons drawn. But if they are the aggressors, we'll let her have the chance to decide between the innocents or her kin. What a great video that was. Hope you'll consider checking out our various other accounts in the description below. We put out uplifting content 7 days a week. Thank you very much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed it. There's a lot more awesome content on the way. May you be there to see it. May God bless and keep you, and may we all live in eternal communion.